Regen Rovers are in the Football League, and I thought to celebrate, I'd do a pre-season special for episode 64 of the series. Welcome back to Regen Rovers. I hope you're well. It's been a while since episode 63 and I do apologise for that. But as I said previously, I went away, I went on holiday, thought it was the perfect opportunity between the National League and League 2. I'll have a bit of a break and prepare for life in the Football League. And I also thought this would be the perfect opportunity to do a pre-season special. I have said previously that I would do one of these. And I was toying with the idea of uploading it as a Revelations video, but I thought let's make it a fully fledged episode. In today's episode, I'm going to be playing through pre-season and showing you bits and bobs. It'll probably be a little bit stop-start, me coming and going and letting you know what's going on. I won't be showing you friendlies, I'll be showing you the results, but we're not going to see any match action in today's video. It's all about preparing for life in the Football League. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased that we've managed to get to this point. Let's just have a quick look at the season preview then. We are predictably, turn my face off, we are predicted to finish bottom of the table, 1,000 to 1 to win the league. The other promoted team, of course, Billericay Town. We're going to want to get points against these teams in and around the relegation zone. Favourites to go up at Exeter City at this stage, but it could all change. We're in the 1st of July. So we've got a month, just over a month to prepare, try and improve the team, build a good enough squad for this level. This is the current squad. It's pretty large and there will be a few players coming and going. We'll be releasing a few players and I will show you that. Let me just come back to you. Hello. Now, those of you that don't follow me on Twitter or follow Regen Rovers on Twitter, make sure you follow Regen Rovers on Twitter so you know what's going on. But now we are a professional club because we've got to the Football League. We have to be a professional club, which is exciting, as you can see here. It does mean we've kind of got insecure finances as a result, I think. I think it's linked, because before it's always been okay, despite the fact we've actually been in more debt than this. We've had a cash injection recently, as you can see here. In fact, all that money coming in was really to go towards the new, not the new stadium, the expanded plumbing park, which will be completed in September. So we're actually going to be playing in at Eastleigh's Silver Lake Stadium, just down the road from me. Very close. It's very convenient for me living in Eastleigh. But we're going to be playing there until September, and the stadium will be completed soon. We're not actually technically a professional club until the 7th of July, I don't think, but it's happening very soon. As you can see, I've once again failed to find a senior affiliate. It's just impossible. We can't find anyone. It's very annoying. I'm very secure as manager, despite the financial situation. I am very secure, which is pleasing. We've got a few staff members and a few players leaving the club soon. Now, when it gets to this point, I've usually offered contracts to the staff members that I definitely want to keep, and then come the 1st of July, come the end of their contract, I will look for improvements. So, for example, is it Eddie Gardner? I should know the staff member's name, shouldn't I? That's a bit of a worry. But yeah, Eddie Gardner. He's our head of youth development. Now, he's not really produced any particularly good players recently. I suppose the best player coming through is... There's a few, actually, with a bit of potential. Where's the... Oh, I think the one-star player is in the under-23s. You'll notice I've released a hell of a lot of players from the youth teams. We've just gone right back down. We need to save as much money as possible. We need to make sure the coaching is as positive for these players as possible. And if you've got a massive squad, it's hard for them to coach such a big team. But we've got the likes of Mosjan, related to Josh Mann, of course, a Patreon player, who's a right back with decent potential. I'm getting sidetracked here. I was going to look at the... Oh yeah, head of youth development. So we've produced him and Albie Sims in the last season. But other than that, there's not really anyone. So I do want to try and find a better head of youth development. And what we would do is we're going to look for head of youth development. We don't want physiotherapy. Judging player potential is important, and we'll just go back. And now this unique ID thing here, when it starts, I'll just show you in a second, I'll give you an example, but when it starts with 191, then you know it's a regen. And of course we can only sign regens, we're Regen Rovers. So he is the best head of youth development available, and he's actually much better than we've had. His personality fairly sporting. I think that's a decent personality to have. I could look for working with youngsters on it as a higher thing as well, but I think overall he's not bad. He's better than Eddie Gardner, that's for sure. So I'm tempted to go with him straight away. But let's just quickly go back and see if there's anyone else available. I'm only looking at coaches without clubs. You know, we don't want to be paying any compensation, so we'll go after him. I've reduced it as much as possible. £400 is the minimum he'll accept. So let's see if we can get Rhys Parry, a Welshman, into the club. I think he's better than Eddie Gardner. Eddie Gardner's better with the working with youngsters, but his judging playability and potential is lower. Although having said that, what was Rhys Parry's license? He's a Continental A license. Is that better than B? No, wait, it's B then. I don't know. He's all right. I think he's better, and he's got a better personality, which is key. So I'm going to do the same with all these other staff members. I'm going to try and find better options than what we currently have, and then release the guys that we don't want. These are contracts that are expiring in the next year, so we don't really need to worry about that too much at this moment in time. We have signed 3 new players already, and guess what? Luke Mooney is back at Regen Rovers. I am delighted to announce this because I've been trying for so long. He was determined to try and make it at Crewe Alexandra, and he was unable to do that in 4 seasons. Now remember, he joined us on loan. No, on a free at the end of the 1920 season. Scored 3 goals in that first season. Then in his second season, 31 goals in all competitions. Phenomenal stuff. But then Crewe poached him. Remember, all our players were on non-contract. So I am absolutely delighted to welcome him back. I don't think he's quite as good as I hoped he would be. He's not as good as our other new striker, which I'll show you in a second. But I'm really happy. I'm hoping he can push on. He's so fast. He just adds that element of surprise to our attack that I think we have been missing. Mark Ball is the star that has I'm so happy I managed to get hold of this guy. I did show him off previously, but he started at West End in Wales, moved to Bristol City, was loaned out to Guernsey twice and then Beaconsfield, and most recently of course, he's just joined Regen Rovers. He's been released by Bristol City. He is exceptional. He is going to be a top quality. He's our best striker by a long way. He is going to add such a difference. We needed to sign a quality striker. Elliot Everson. I'm not finishing my sentences here. Elliot Everson was so good last year in the National League, but I was a bit worried that my strikers wouldn't be good enough in League 2. I'm picking him up here. I'm hoping he lives up to my expectations, but I think he'll be a great striker for us in League 2. Finishing 16, composure 40. He is our highest earning player at the club by a long way, £900 a week, which is a lot for us, a lot. But I think he'll make a big difference. And lastly, another very good player, you know, our best midfielder coming into the team, Toby Brazil. What a name, love it. But he was at Southampton before moving to Dunstable in the National League North last year. Got 18 assists. I basically just looked at the statistics from the National League North and noticed he'd picked up 18 assists, 21 in all competitions, and I thought we've got to have him. Now, he has cost money, unfortunately, because we've nicked him when he was on a contract, and we've had to pay a compensation fee, which is a lot for us. Mark Ball was free, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. And Luke Mooney was free as well, because they released him, yeah. But that's a lot of money for us, 7.75k. He's now our biggest ever transfer by a long way. Sean Walker was our biggest transfer previously from the first season when we paid £1,000 for him. So Toby Brazil, expectations are high. It's fine because we did have money to spend. You'll notice here we've still got £12,000 to spend. But our wage budget, we're currently spending a lot on wages because now we're a full-time team. I've offered contracts to a lot of players, although they're not that much more than they were. But the likes of Mark Ball, Mark Cole's earning a fair bit, Toby Brazil, another new signing, Gareth Hancock's on a decent amount of money, Elliot Everson. So a lot of players, there's more contracts here. Okoro's agreed to sign a full-time contract, which is good because he was on a non-contract, rolling contract for a while. All these other players are on rolling contracts at the moment, or non-contracts, so they could be poached. But I don't think there's any need to offer them all proper contracts for the time being, unless I'm forced to do that. I might have to do that in League 2. Not entirely sure. Just having a quick look for a better fitness coach. I found John Stott, who's much better. Well, he's got 11 compared to the 10 that we already have, but he's also good at a few other things. So he will hopefully become our new fitness coach. First team. Oh, promotion wage rise. I think... Let's just go for that. Yeah, easy accepted. That's fine. Got to get rid of those clauses. I do have quite a few sort of appearance fee clauses for the players, but I have to negotiate. I have to, you know, they ask for something and I reduce them, and you just have to negotiate a bit. Head physio. So our head physio, Mark Whitehouse, currently has 14 on physiotherapy, which is not bad at all. But we're going to have a look to see if we can find someone better. And if we can't, then we'll offer him a new contract. I think that's the best we're going to do. So we will offer him a new contract. Get rid of that. Reduce it a little bit. There we go. And our chief scout, Dean Dodd. Now, he's not as good as our regular scouts, I don't think. So we're going to see if we can find a better head scout. Let's see. We're going to find anyone. So Brian Borrett as the best judge in potential. Now, I think he's probably going to be the best we can find. Let's just have a quick look at George Cadigan. He's got 12 and 11. Now, I'm tempted to go for him instead, actually. His adaptability's 8. Ryan Borrett 10. No, I'm going to go for Ryan Borrett. Oh, he wants a hell of a lot of money. This isn't going to be possible. So we're going to have to compromise and go for George Cardigan. Oh, no, they're too good for me. They're too good. Oh, we've found some more though. Kitan Ebanks Blake, 8, 10 and 8. Not the best. Russell Prince currently has a team. He's at Totty. He's got 14 on adaptability. Kerslake, he's good. If we can get Kerslake from Bromsgrove, then that would be great. Clapperton, he's a real player, real person. So we're going to go for Kerslake and see. How much will it... Oh, he doesn't want to leave his club. Director of football, maybe we can get them to be... He's got 10, 10 and 10. This is what I do. This is what I do behind the scenes. This is why I don't tend to show them, because, you know, I can't do this every... I could do a Revelations video every now and then like this, I suppose. But for a regular episode, a bit long-winded maybe. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far. Ross Gray or Stuart Kemp then. I'm going to go for Stuart Kemp. Don't know why. Chief Scout. Let's see. Ah, yes. It's just slightly better than what we have. So these are all the players that have left the club. Lots of youth players. We've also released a lot of under 23 players already. I will have posted some stuff on Twitter, so go and head over there because I can't remember everyone I've released. There's so many players that have gone. I also forgot to mention another signing I made earlier, just at the end of July. Paul Williams has come in on loan, centre back. I'm not necessarily sure he's an improvement on what we have, Kevin Casey and Matthew Aberson, but we've got him in anyway. He's got good marking, leadership skills, relatively good physicals. He's come on loan from Scunthorpe. We might try and find another good centre-back. Now, all these players I've found by... Well, Paul Williams, I think I just looked through some teams and found him. But with these three players, we know about Luke Mooney. That's obvious how I found him. But these two players I've found looking at the statistics on the National League North and South and the National League, you know, the statistics page at the end of the season. But now lots of players have been released. We can have a look at... Clicking on the wrong thing here. Go to player search, and I'm just going to select all for the time being. We're going to look at expired contracts, ages up to 23, 15 to 23. That's going to be the regens, and we're going to have a look. Now, what I've got here is all-time appearances. I tend to look at these players first, just to see the players that have played a lot of football. So the likes of Andy Bond, who has played a lot of first-team football for Port Vale in League 2. He's a player you know, he's an exceptional player, but he's a right winger. We don't play wingers. However, he could be a decent midfielder. 14 passing, 14 vision. I very much doubt he's gonna talk to me. There we go. But this is what I do. Obviously, we can look at the unique ID to check that they are a Regen. Nathan Orford, he's okay mentally and physically, but nothing much else. Now, what I then tend to do, once I've looked through them all a bit, I just look at certain positions. So we're still after a decent centre-back, I think. Now, if we look at the attributes, there's quite a few things we want. So if we go to centre-back defend, and at least 10 on everything, in an ideal world... But we haven't found any real players. So then I tend to sort of remove... What am I doing? I don't know what I've done. Oh, I've gone up to the age of 31. That's what we've done. So then what I tend to do, I remove the attributes I'm not massively fussed about. So aggression, bravery, composure. And we might find someone. So Mike Walsh looks good. and he's actually from Portsmouth. He's been on loan to Sutton United in the National League and Aldershot last season in League 2. So if we can get him, no, that would be ideal. But they don't want to talk to me. Get rid of anticipation. And Tim Rothwell's appeared now. He looks good as well. Was at Nuneaton last year in the National League North. Not a very good average rating, but I mean, there's a lot of very low things here. He's good where he needs to be. I'm not so sure when he's got sort of 3 on passing, 1 on finishing. That doesn't matter as a centre back, but yeah, not massively keen on him. Get rid of decisions. This is what I do. I just tinker until I find someone that's actually decent. I know a lot of people don't like doing this method these days. You want to scout properly, only find players. Only sign players that your scouts have gone out for, but we've never scouted. We've never used a scouting budget to try and save as much money as possible. I'm not sure it's actually helped, to be honest. So yeah, I'm really struggling to find centre-backs at the moment. We might have to look for the loan options instead, and we might be able to find some. I just look down the teams. There's different ways to do this. Let's look at all-time appearances. So there's an Everton. We're never going to get this guy, are we? Oh, bloody hell, there's dogs going crazy outside. What about the Gillingham player on loan? And once again, there's a lot of low attributes here, but I think he's a level above. Although he's been on loan at Cray in the National League South and didn't get a very good average rating. I think he's better than what we have, though, so it's certainly an option. Barry Draper from Aldershot. Now, they're playing in our league, so I don't know whether that's necessarily a good thing. Technically not the best. Good marking, everything else is average, but once again, he's probably better than what we have. I do need to look at this. Do need to look at these players. Well, I mean, I'll definitely like this guy, but they're not going to accept, are they? Oh wait, maybe they will. QPR, Martin Lehane. You know, that's good. Look at his physicals, really good. Under 21 player for Ireland as well. If we can get him, that'd be amazing. Bit of a blow. Seeing he's picked up a 3-week injury. Not the end of the world because it is pre-season. Probably wondering what's happened to Alec McCann. So he's actually moved to Ross County on a permanent basis for free from Ebbsfleet. We got to try and sign this guy. You know, they might be willing to loan him out. Perhaps if we'll see if they accept no wages for the time being, but we'll put him down as a key player. If we can have Alec McCann, Mark Ball, Elliot Everson, Luke Moon, our strike trio up front will be completely pumped. What word am I looking for? I don't know. But this is currently I've kind of putting together my idle team, but now we've got Mark Ball. So Mark Ball would probably play as the advanced forward. He does prefer to play as a poacher, but I'm sure he can play in this role. He's fast. He is right-footed. So, we could play him as the deep line forward. Just come back, get the ball. Elliot Everson there, who played so well. Oh, it's difficult. It's difficult to know what the best thing to do is. Mark Hull would play on the left, at this moment in time anyway. I've also changed the midfield around, so I've moved Owusu to the left as the Carolaro. He's left-footed. He has played very well on the right, but I think I need to change things up a bit. I know some of you guys are probably getting bored of the 4-3-3, but we've not got any wingers. I'd need to completely rehash the team, sign some wingers, try and work out a formation that works. I'm going with this at the moment. Perry Miles has moved to the right-hand side as a central midfielder on support. And then in the middle, I feel like Toby Brazil. You know, he has to play there. He's our best midfielder coming into the team. 14 passing, 14 vision, 14 first touch. There's some very good attributes there. He's only 19 years old. Looks really good. But I am looking for a centre-back to play alongside Casey. I'm not... Matthew Avison, he's been a great servant. I just don't know whether he's going to step up to League 2. But at the moment, this will be our team. If we don't make any more signings, that is the team. Luke Mooney out the team. Coming back to the team, and he's out. Where is he anyways? He's not moved to the under-23s, has he? He has. No, he's going into the first team. That's for sure. Training-wise, I haven't really shown you training much, have I? I've pretty much let my assistant do it. I've tinkered with mentoring. Currently, this is what's going on. We've got a goo with significant influence mentoring Elliot Everson, Sampson and Kai Chapman. Now, I was trying to get I think a couple of them had not so great personalities, so we've managed to turn them all into balanced, which is okay. Sean Walker being fairly ambitious, I think, is a decent personality trait. But he's only average influence despite being an older senior player. But pretty much 95% of the team have got a balanced mentality. They've all just sort of turned into sheep, basically. So Alec McCann, rejected. It's unfortunate. We'll try again. What about just signing him? 375k. He is listed for loan, but they want to send him out to a better team, basically. So it looks like Alec McCann won't be returning, which is a shame. Maybe when we're in League One or the Championship, he'll be able to come back. But at the moment, the strike force is great. Mark Ball, Avison, Mark Coy. We've got Luke Mooney as backup. We've got Paul McCann and Agu as backups. Morgan Fawkes. We're going to have to move him to the under-23s, I'm afraid. Along with the likes of Ray Rigg. They're staying at the team just for nostalgic reasons, but I'm not going to be releasing them. I mean, Sean Walker, I think I'll keep him in the first team for the time being. I think I might move Rob Halliday to the under-23s now. We've got Assini as our first choice. We've got Samson as our backup. Gotta love Samson. I feel like defensively we can improve. I think Hancock's fine. I think he'll be adequate in League 2. Okoro is just legendary. I know current ability-wise he's not exactly rated highly, but he's just performed brilliantly for us over the years and he deserves to be our first choice goalkeeper. Vincent's our backup. Perhaps we can look for a better backup. Vincent's only 20 though, so he might be able to improve still. The centre-backs, I'm okay with Kevin Casey. I think he'll be adequate at this level as well. He's another defender. Apart from his actual defensive attributes, he's very poor at everything else. So I think looking at those centre-backs we were trying to sign on loan, I think they are better than what we have. Midfield I'm very happy with, I think. Parry Miles is good. He's solid. Owusu was very good last year. He's still improving. And lastly, Toby Brazil in the middle I think is great. And we've got the backup of Raphael Godwin, who scored a great goal. More than great goal in the National League playoff final, of course. And we've also got Sean Walker and Ken Norman. Can't forget Ken Norman. We've also got Kai Chapman, who played a few games last season. So we've got some okay midfielders. Our strikers are the force. They're the ones that drag us through games, and I feel that's why we still need to play three up front. So the signing of Reece Parry as our new head of youth development has been confirmed. Likewise with our new fitness coach John Stott and Stuart Kemp as our head scout, so I'll see if he can recommend a decent player for us. And also Mark Whitehouse as our head physio. He's agreed a new deal. These are the friendlies we're going to be playing over the next few weeks, and so I will be taking on the under-18s in just a behind closed doors match, although technically isn't. It's at the Silver Lake Stadium in Eastleigh. We're then going to our own stadium, although we're playing away from home against Winchester City because they're still playing at Plumbing Park for the time being for some reason. Then we've got Gillingham, Swansea, Boulogne reserves. Been to Boulogne in France. Southampton, Poole. And then the first game of the season will be the next episode 65. That will be Crawley Town, our first ever League 2 match. First friendly of pre-season out the way. I'll let my assistant take control of this one. We saw David Okori score a penalty, an own goal from one of our young players. Elliot Avison, Mark Cole with a penalty, and Perry Miles. Not the most convincing win against an under-18 team. They managed to score twice. Man of the match performance from Perry Miles, though, who I do feel could be key this year. Had a very good season last year, of course. Still improving. He's been here since that first season, since that first youth intake. And he's one of our own, isn't he? He's one of our own. Toby Brazil injured. Only 3 to 4 days, not the end of the world. Injuries will happen at this early stage of pre-season. Another good place to find players is the England trial day. I tend to just look through the teams and get my scouts to attend. I never really watched the match. But yeah, Darren Tingle. I could sign him just because of the name. Tingle. Cracking name. Not bad. Although 6 on finishing isn't the best for a striker. He's a good leader though. Not sure there's anyone else. I think they're all kind of below our level these days, or don't fit into our system. Maybe one day I'm gonna have to move to wingers, but I just can't move away from our 3 up front. The other question is the deep line forward. I don't know whether that's the best approach or if we play a pressing forward, try and find someone that can fit that system. You know, there are different options available to us. One of the cheekiest things to do, it used to be better previously I think, but if you go here and go to transfers and then click on youth departures, you can just go back by month and take a look at the players that were released. You know, there's a hell of a lot in June, but if you go to sort of the bigger teams, we'll look at Norwich for example, and just look at the players that they released. There might be someone that's good enough for League 2 in there. It's better when you're in the non-league, because they tend to be good enough for that level. But when you get to this point, perhaps they're not quite good enough for League 2. But we'll have a quick look at the Leeds players. Now, he's probably not as bad as what we have. Dylan Craig, he might be a better option. Now, what you can do, hopefully some of you are finding this useful, but if we compare him to Assini, for example, we can have a look to see how they compare. So I tend to look at the average first of all. So Assini's got 1 up on Craig, he's level with him on mentals, and he's slightly better on physicals. So I don't think there's any point going after him, because he is similar to Assini, although he is younger and has potential. So I don't know. I mean, how much would he want? I feel like it's someone we should go for, because he can just play in the under-23s, can't he? For the time being. Although maybe I should look around. Maybe I should look around first. Do we need a left back? Maybe. I'll have a look behind the scenes. I'll see if I can find anyone tasty. Sam Allardyce. Brilliant. Oh, it's fine. It's hard to find players. It takes so long. I always love beating Winchester City. Beat them at Plumbing Park as the away team. I'll let my assistant take control of this one as well. I will play some friendlies myself just to make sure the tactic's working well. But let's have a look at Luke Mooney's goals, because he's managed to score 2 goals. Fantastic stuff. This is the first one. Then Godwin smashing it up the pitch. Headed away. In came Sean Walker. Elliot Avison knocked it long over the top for Luke Mooney. Look at the pace. That's what he's all about. Oh, how I've missed Luke Mooney. He only was here for 1 season. But if he can score some goals this year, he might creep back up the all-time top goal scorer list at Regen Rovers. He's on 34 for the club in that season and a bit. And this was the second one. Mark Ball, our other new signing, creating that one. Let's break things up a bit then with an Ask the Manager. If you do want to ask me a question, remember to use hashtag ATM in the comments section below. You can ask me anything. Cruzy Lee has asked me, would you rather have a song stuck in your head forever or an itch you can never reach forever? I would definitely rather have a song stuck in my head forever. I can deal with that. I remember when my first ever job working in Farm Foods, you know, the frozen food shop. Every day I'd have a song stuck in my head all day, and you know, it'd be a little bit irritating. But I'd go home, listen to the song, and it would get it out of my head. Although this would be stuck in my head forever, but that's okay. I'd rather, definitely that. It's great to see regulars commenting. I know Tom and Rochelle's first dance, strange YouTube name I must say, but you're always commenting, so thank you. You've asked, what are the save stats like? Over 3 or 4 days worth. Yeah, let's have a quick look at preferences. I'll let you know. So it says game time 11 days, 21 hours and 11 minutes. And the addictiveness rating says I am now a Football Manager expert. There we go. You've also asked, are you into any other sport apart from football? Rugby, motorsport, tennis, blah blah blah. Football is my favourite sport, but I do enjoy tennis. I do enjoy watching Wimbledon. Federer, love Federer, and it's a sport that I do play every now and then to an okay standard. Just, you know, once or twice a year with my friend Tom. I quite enjoy cricket. I love listening to Test Match Special. It's just hilarious. They just end up talking about pigeons all day. It's great. Alistair Cook, love him. Sorry to see him retire from the England team. I've watched rugby on and off. My granddad loved rugby and cricket, so he got me into cricket. He also I watched rugby because of him. I've not really watched it for years properly, but I know I watched the odd game here and there, but I'm not really a fan. I always used to like playing things like badminton and squash. I was good at racket sports naturally, so it sounds arrogant, but it came quite naturally to me, even though I never really played that much. And I haven't played badminton and squash since school, but I could probably pick up a racket and do okay-ish. That's probably us. I do enjoy sports. I just don't really play. I should go out there. I should go outside and play, but Football Managers, it's too important. And lastly for today, Hatem Chuek. I've probably murdered your pronunciation. Sorry. Who's your favourite ever Regen Rovers player from the first series? It's got to be Jack Young. From this series, David Okoro. So this is the first match that I've got involved in this pre-season, and we beat League One Gillingham 2-0. Great win. Paul Williams, our centre-back, with a goal, an own goal. We were all over them in the first half. They were the better team overall statistically, but we had a very impressive first half. And pre-season is going exceptionally well so far, but the first really big test will be Swansea at home. We've also got Southampton to play, but I'm very pleased with a win against a League One team. We've just lost against Swansea. Not a bad result though, considering the circumstances. This chap, Kevin Chamberlain, scored twice against us. Looks like a very good regen. But Godwin managed to score once again. Corner routine that managed to get us the goal. An expected defeat against a team currently in the Championship. Been looking down this list, all the recommended players, and it's come up with some really good looking players, but unfortunately most of them either don't want to sign for us or they're too expensive. I thought this chap would be the next Jack Young. I thought, oh, Jamie Young, this is just destined. But the problem is, he was willing to speak to me, but he wanted 2.6k a week, which is just ridiculous. No way can we afford that sort of money. The same with this guy, Matt Cox, centre back. I didn't actually think he looked that amazing, and he wanted, I think, 1,500, which was just too much for us. Darren Tingle was in our price range in the end, but looking at him, I thought, although maybe playing a pressing forward could work well, I just don't see how he would work for us. He's physically good, there's some decent mentals, but as a striker you need to be able to put the ball in the back of the net, don't you? I don't think he's good enough for everything else that needs to come from a pressing forward. I don't know, but you know, I'll continue to look. I might not find anyone else. I'm quite happy with the players we have signed, but I was hoping to find some more for you guys today. There's still time though, we're only halfway through July. Pre-season takes a long time. I've just woken up from a nice refreshing sleep, and I'm ready for some more pre-season. So as you can see, this is the first time that we've ever had to decide a team, you know, select players that can play in league matches. Now we've got loads of players under the age of 23, so that's not going to be a problem. In fact, what we will do is stick the likes of Forks in there, I suppose. Sean Walker, Forks, Ray Rigg. We only need to select 4 players, but the minimum squad size is 5. So we will have to... actually, we've selected 5, haven't we? Vince Boyle's in there. But at the moment, that's all we need to do. I was reminded by Cruzy Lee, thank you for reminding me this, that if you go to the world and then to the managers section, you can have a look at different things. So if we look at time at current club, we're probably... not, I mean, this guy for Brislington, 30. Blimey. Yeah, I'm down here somewhere. Is there anything else that I'll be on, do you think? Maybe we should just look at England. Leagues won. Look, there I am. 2 league wins, 2 cups, 3 league promotions. Not bad at all. 6 awards as well. I'm not doing too badly. I'm not far off Jurgen Klopp. He's won everything with Liverpool. Win percentage. I'm probably not too, but yeah, there I am. 51%. Games won. I've won the 4th highest number of games in England out of any English manager, just behind Spurs, Eddie Howe, Emery, and Klopp. That's really good going. Interesting, Eddie Howe's at Spurs, by the way. Goals scored, 2nd highest number of goals scored in England. I'm proud of that. I'm really proud. Updated promotion odds then, so we are now 450 to 1. So hopefully some of you guys got us at 1,000 to 1, because if we miraculously win the league, you're going to be rich. But the odds have shortened a bit. Exeter's still the favourites, and we are still the favourites to go down. 1 to 5 favourites to go down. Still looking for centre backs. I'm still trying to sign that QPR centre back, Lehan. It has been accepted, but we just need him to accept it. I'd love this guy would be really good, a really good addition to the team. Loads of teams keep coming in for Charles Vincent, by the way, but he rejects them. He's still our backup. I was starting to think maybe we need to try and find a goalkeeper. We've always played a sweeper keeper, haven't we? That's just the way we've played, but I don't think we're going to find anyone. Maybe I'll get rid of all these. Look at all-time appearances. There's not many, are there? So goalkeepers between... oh, they're on a youth contract. We don't need that. That's what have I been looking at the whole time, and players with youth contracts. This guy. Yeah, good luck, Paul. 28 caps for France. What we can do is do this and then click doubtful, and basically it brings out all the players that are semi-likely to sign for you. So Scott Roden has made a lot of appearances, particularly for Tiverton, but his average rating's poor, although, you know, maybe that's not something to go by if the defence are awful. I don't know. I never seem to find good enough players when we look for doubtful, because no one really wants to sign for us. Even now we're in League 2. Well, this guy looks okay, doesn't he? Reflex is 60. Let's compare him with a Okoro and see. So, those of you that like this thing, you can see there. So, actually, he is decent and could push Okoro for that first place. If we look at the key attributes for a sweeper keeper on defend, that is what we play, isn't it? Sweeper keeper on defend, yeah, it suits Okoro. So, aerial reach, Okoro is slightly better. Come out of area, Louis Costa's much better. He's also much better at communication. Okoro's, you know, he's a bit of an introvert, isn't he? Handling, Okoro's slightly better. Kicking, he is better, but one-on-ones, passing and reflexes, Louis Costa is better. Rushing out, Okoro is much better. Tendency to punch, not necessarily a good thing, but he's decent at punching, I suppose. The vision is just exceptional for Okoro. I don't understand how his vision is so good, but I think this chap could be someone that we need to look at signing as a backup for Okoro, and possibly could take over his first choice at some point. I know that seems like heresy to suggest it, but we have to. He's also got second nationality of Portuguese, and I know there's a lot of Portuguese people that watch me, so this one's for you. How old is he actually? He's 21. I think we got to go for him. I don't know if he's been at Swindon, but he's not played for them. He's played for Tunbridge Wells at a very low level, but I think he's a decent player. He wants to be a key player, and that's the problem. Do we risk it? Do we risk upsetting him? I think I've got nothing to lose in upsetting him, because if we upset him, we just sell him on, as long as he doesn't ruin the rest of the team. But it's a new player, so hopefully he wouldn't have the influence over the other players. So how much does he want? I think he's going to want quite a bit of money. Okoro's on like 350 quid a week. I mean, will he be insulted if I suggest that? Probably, but let's just have a look to see. He wants a lot, and this is the problem. I love Okoro, and I can't see myself. It's almost like I'm purposely not signing goalkeepers because I want Okoro to be our number one. But Louis Costa he's only slightly better though. That's the thing. He's slightly better than Okoro, and he wants a hell of a lot more money. So I'm just reluctant. He is 2 years younger though. Oh, we love Okoro. I just can't bring myself to remove him as number one. What would you guys do? Would you be harsh, I suppose? Not necessarily harsh, but I guess pragmatic, really. If he accepts £700 a week, we'll go for that, but I need to remove these things. I don't mind a yearly wage rise, that's okay. We'll reduce it to 5% for the time being. Let's see what he says. If he accepts this, there's a lot of appearance fees and stuff, but if he accepts this, we'll go for it. No. We've upset him, so after all that, we're not going to be getting Louis Costa. Was there any other goalkeepers there? I think he's probably the best one here. It's almost like I want to sign... Maybe I want to look for someone who's really young, who can take over from Okoro eventually, but not someone that's going to come in and steal his place immediately. So, Alfie Johnson. Now, eccentricity. And we want someone who fits as a sweeper keeper, don't we? Sweeper keeper. Let's go for that. So let's look at Frank Lingard. Frank Lingard plays for Trafford. He's eccentric as well, but I think sweeper keepers often are, aren't they? Joel Telford. I might get rid of this and just have a look to see. Now, a Turkish goalkeeper. Quite like... He looks alright, actually. And he's only 18. We had Turkish goalkeepers in the other parallel universe, didn't we? Or at least second nationality Turkish. For Kachar. Okoro is better. I mean, Utku Taskin does have some decent physicals. They're very good natural fitness, agility's good, pacey. I'm tempted to go for him, try and sign him on a free, because they might accept £0. They want money. And there's no point loaning him if he's going to be a backup. Just playing around with a few things, few filters, just to see who we can find. So this is at West Ham though, so no, I mean he's exceptional. Let's just go for reflexes and see. who we can find. Okay, so there's a lot more here. Let's add on jumping reach of 10, aerial reach of 10. Okay, we've got a few here. John Cooper. Now, interesting. Played for Hednesford. I think he looks okay. He's pretty much the same. He's slightly worse with his mentals, but everything else, there is differences between them, but only vision of 2. Not the best for a sweeper keeper, but doesn't matter hugely. He's better at passing though, because Okoro's got the vision, he just can't execute the passing. John Cooper's an option. Just got it into my head that I think we could find a better backup instead of Vincent. Haven't been able to find anyone else. Oh, he looks good on paper, just looking at his attributes, not looking at them individually. He's actually about the same as Okoro, but he's 18. And he'd be a perfect backup. Okoro would be a number 1, but this guy should hopefully not want to be first choice. You know, there are differences. This guy's much better at throwing, very aggressive and brave. Good, aggression mixed with bravery is good. He wants to be a key player though, and he's actually, these teams are interested in him. But once again, we'll suggest that we'll improve coaching team, we'll look to strengthen the following areas. Attackers, we've got loads of attack. I'm walking away from him. He's not going to want to join. Anyone basically that is the level of Okoro seems to want a lot of money, wants to be a key player, but they're basically the same ability as Okoro. We've had Okoro has been an absolute bargain for us. He really has. He's not wanted a huge amount of money, and he's been an absolute legend for the club. So Kevin Bonner is similar, slightly worse technicals and mentals, good reflexes. There's a lot that Okoro is better at, but maybe Kelvin Bonner. It's between Kelvin Bonner and John Cooper. I think John Cooper's the better option. He's a year older. Let's just see. Wants to be a hot prospect. That's good. We could sign both. They both might. I mean, Kelvin Bonner could be on a youth contract, I think. Let's just see. Hot prospect. So they might be willing to be signed as on youth contracts. I'm not entirely sure. So Kelvin Bonner wants 100. Do we sign both? Youth contract? Let's see. Might accept a youth contract. Be £110. I mean, youth contracts are higher now. We're in the Football League. Let's go for that. Oh, he wants to be a proper contract. Let's get rid of everything. Just reduce it. Yeah, we'll go for that. Yeah, the youth contract's £110 now. So although we've got rid of loads of players, they used to be £5 a week in the non-league, and now they're £110 a week. And there's no players here that are good enough. We're wasting a lot of money on wages. It's why our wage bill's gone up significantly. So John Cooper, I'm happy to give him more money, to be honest. We'll get rid of the. We'll get rid of this. Can have a clean sheet bonus. So he's likely to be our backup. Remember, I'm kind of willing to give him 2 years. Is that brave? Is that stupid? Maybe just 1 year for now. £180. Let's reduce that to that. There we go. Negotiation skills. Oh, this guy keeps rejecting me, which is annoying because it improve our defence so much. Key player, centre back, preferred role, central defender. I don't know what's going to make him happy. They don't want any money. I'm just going to keep going. Squad numbers. I do like the squad number type thing. So for whatever reason, Okoro wants to be number 18, but he's our number 1. By the way, the light's gone really weird. Okay, we're sorted. So Mosh Chan, why do you want to be number 4? You're in the under 23 team. I'm going to get rid of that. Not bothered about that. I'm tempted to steal. I mean, I think Elliot Averson deserves the number 10 shirt because of last season. Don't you think? I think he deserves it. Agu has been the thing is, the players only became numbered last season, so there's no one that's really affiliated with a squad number. Mark Ball kind of deserves. He doesn't deserve anything, but I think he's going to be our best striker, which it seems a bit harsh on Paul McCann. And then Mark Hull, I think Agu can keep with the number 9. Toby Brazil can be number 8. Let's go with that for the time being. We've just mutilated Boulogne Reserve 6-0, and I'll let my assistant take control of this one. He put Charlie Farrer up from the under-23s into the team, and he got a hat-trick. So maybe he's the player that can force himself into the first team. If we do ever decide to play a pressing forward, he's the sort of player that could suit that system. He's a bit of a beast, I must say, because you look at him and think, oh, he's not too bad pace-wise. I kind of imagine him to be a short player, but he's actually 198 centimetres tall. He's huge. Anyway, great stuff. Kai Chapman also scored. Luke Mooney and Paul McCann with a penalty. So pre-season is going pretty well. I'm just going to look at the League 2 top goal scorers, actually, the players likely to finish top goal scorers. So Lee Powell, he's a bit of a well-rounded striker, but looking at him compared to Mark Ball, I think Mark Ball's the better poacher, but he's very well-rounded. Macaulay Bon from Crewe looks decent. He's a Zimbabwean international. Ronnie Doran, he's fast, physically very good, but I think our strikers, I'm always trying to look out for these strikers that have good finishing, composure, etc. Because I think we've always had, that's what we've always excelled at. But Mark Ball, look at him, 16 finishing, 14 composure, 13 off the ball. He's fast, good first touch, good technique. It's what you want from a poacher. I'm looking for wing backs again. I've managed to find three potential players. Adrian Burrows is first up. He's played for Aldershot. He's played for Worcester on loan in the Southern Premier League. Okay, I mean he's just okay. If we compare him with Assini, for example, there's not much difference between them in regards to their average down here, as you can see. Physically similar. They're just similar. Mentally, they're good at different things. But he's an option. Nick Bevan as well. Looks okay. He's played for Sunderland. Once again, pretty similar. Physically, Assini is better. And then Roberto Herrera is insane, but he's not going to join on loan, is he? He's on trial with QPR. And let's just see. No chance. Don't think we're going to find anyone. If we want to find a player on a free, then yeah, maybe I could find someone on loan. But I'm happy with Assini. It's my phone. I always forget to turn it off, don't I? Yeah, I am happy with Assini. I know people have said, well, why has he still got a red rating for playing left back? I have been training him up. I promise you, I've been training him up as a left wing back on support for years, and he just isn't becoming more competent at it. It's really annoying. But his average ratings are incredible. He had a bit of a blip a couple seasons ago, didn't he, with injuries. But last season, top assists, 15 assists from left back. A lot of them were from the corner routines we do, to be fair. But still, an incredible average rating. He's playing well there, even though he shouldn't be. I'm not necessarily massively happy with Samson as our backup. I love Samson, but for comical reasons, I suppose. Let's compare Adrian Burrows with Samson. Is he a better backup? 6'5", 9'8", 10. He's slightly better than Samson, isn't he? At most things, to be fair. So we're gonna give him a go. Let's see. Oh, he wants a lot of money, doesn't he? Suddenly, all the players we're bringing in, we've got players that have remained at the club that are loyal and willing to earn £500-600 a week. But the new players coming in want so much. I'm just gonna pull all these things down a long way and see. Just a 12-month contract, 650. Let's reduce him to that. He wants £200 appearance fee, which it's just not on. We're going to get rid of those actually and just push it up to that, which is what he was asking for, and see what he says. There we go. We've got rid of the appearance fees. That's worked. So QPR suddenly said they want 100% of their wages paid, and we don't seem to be able to afford that at the moment. We're actually spending more. I didn't realise our wage budget's changed, and I've even... What? This is weird. What's happened? This has gone wrong. I had a big transfer budget. I've then moved this all the way down there, but it's just the money's vanished. We've got too many players on £110 a week in the youth team. We're spending too much. This is the first time we've ever spent above our wage budget. We've always been about half of what I've been allowed to spend, and we're still in debt despite that. I'm really hoping we can pull in a big crowd. Looking at the attendances so far at the Silver Lake Stadium at home, you know, decent. Very good against Swansea, 3,000 people. We've got a few home games before we move back to Plumbing Park. I don't know if it's going to say when we move back, but it's meant to be September. But it's still showing Silver Lake Stadium here, but I assume that will be updated when Plumbing Park is finished. Well, there we go. We've signed Adrian Burrows. He is technically our best left back because Assini isn't natural in this position. So he might become our first choice left back. Assini will start as our first choice left back, but Adrian Burrows might take over. It's a lot of money, considering, you know, we're well over the wage budget. He's willing to play as a backup, though, so that's good. 4-1 defeat against Southampton, then. A team that could, in theory, become rivals in the future, local rivals, because they're only just down the road from Winchester, of course. Yeah, 4-1 defeat, to be expected. Kai Chapman did get a consolation goal late on, from a corner, I think. But this game was all about making money, bringing people into the Silver Lake Stadium. We actually got 5,192 people through the gates. So gate receipts this month, very good. I mean, the other amount of money going out is actually the fees involved. So we've not made a huge amount of profit. We've only actually made £5 profit this month. But it's better than making a loss, that's for sure. Lastly, we do have Pool, who are one of our rivals because of the parallel universe reason. First series, we deleted Pool from the game to create Regen Rovers, so that's the reason why they're one of our rivals. Not too far to go either, so that's the last pre-season game. I'm not one for reducing squad win bonuses. I usually have it on normal or even high. I can't have high because we don't have enough money, but I think because of the financial situation, because we're spending a lot of money on wages, we're going to have it low. And maybe accept that the players won't be quite so motivated this year. All I want to do this year is survive in League 2. Because hopefully that will improve the finances. We might have new owners come in at some point and save the club. But we do need to be saved. We need to sort this out. I've just realised though, the transfer budget, what has happened here? Why have we got £101,000 to spend? I've not noticed. What has happened? What? Where has this come from? Where has this money come from? 101 grand. It does mean that we can save. It saved us. The wage budget's fine now. We'll just do it so that we don't need it. There's that. What? Is that a weird glitch? I don't understand where that money has just popped up from. It was on like 2 grand a few days ago. Suddenly 101 grand has appeared. And we're now okay because the wage budget's fine. But I don't. What? Where did this happen? Is that linked to the squad win bonuses? Has it somehow been pushed into there? I don't remember seeing something pop up saying we've suddenly had loads of money to spend. I don't get it. We're still waiting for Kelvin Bonner and John Cooper to make a decision, by the way, as to whether they want to join the club. I think they've had offers from other teams. We're not going to be able to get Martin Lehane. He's rejected us again. Maybe I'll keep trying. Nothing to lose. Oh, in fact, it was because they wanted money. They want us to spend. We can now afford it though because of that weird thing that's happened. So why not? Let's do it. Let's improve our back line. We don't have the one position I'm not so sure about at the moment is centre back. There we go. Accepted. Let's hope he accepts it now because he's rejected it a couple times. Oh, here we go. John Cooper has accepted it. I think he's probably the slightly better option. Welcome to the club, John Cooper. Now, actually, he's not much better than Vincent. Looking at this, he will go straight into the under-23s, but I thought it'd be an improvement on Vincent as our backup, but evidently not. Although he is better as a sweeper keeper, I think, because Charles Vincent isn't a sweeper keeper. He's a normal goalkeeper. So I think what I will do is I'm going to move John Cooper to the senior squad. And we're going to move Vincent to the under-23s for the time being. But that's what I was saying. I did say I don't want to sign a better player than Okora because I feel bad leaving Okora out. He's our number one. Everyone loves him. You love him. He has to be our number one. And Bonner's joining as well. So we've got 2. I don't know why Charles Vincent's opted to stay because he's just not playing. And now I've just dropped into the under-23s. But yeah, Bonner's joined now as well. And he's basically the same as John Cooper. I feel like John Cooper is slightly better. So Kelvin Bonner is going to be in the under-23s with Vincent. But I will also allow John Cooper to play for the under-23s. Because I think that makes sense. So we've got 3 goalkeepers as backup now. In the under-23s. And the under-18s, we've got 2. Gregory Ford and Crittenden, who's actually picked up quite a bad injury. Out for 2 to 4 months. So I think that was one of the weak spots before. I was always worried if Okori picked up an injury, Vincent picked up an injury, what would we do? But we've now got 4 goalkeepers in the team. Yes, we're spending money. We're spending money on wages. But because of this, we've actually got... In fact, we don't need any transfer budget, do we? Why don't we just move that to the end? Because then if the QPR player does come in, we've got that money to spend. There we go. Now, I did say I wasn't going to show any games in this video, but I think to end today's video... We'll take on Poole Town and hopefully get a nice big win against our rivals. Where are they these days? They're in the Wessex League, so they're a long way down. I'm going to put out my first choice team. Cine needs to build up his fitness, as you can see there. Oh, Godwin isn't our first choice, but Owusu's still out injured. Hopefully he will be back in time for this game. And John Cooper's going to go onto the bench. Yeah, we're ready for this. In fact, I think Owusu on the bench instead of Walker. Still not 100% certain about this deep line forward thing. I can't make up my mind about it. Anyway, it's been working quite well. We've lost against Swansea and Southampton, but that's to be expected. It's the first game you get to see at the Silver Lake Stadium, of course. We'll go attacking, I think, as well. We're playing a weak team. Go attacking from the start. In fact, I haven't actually sorted out who's taken set pieces since all the change. That was a weird kickoff, wasn't it? Since all the changes to the team. Although I'm not sure we've brought in any players that are better at set pieces anyway, to be honest. Got it on key highlights. Hopefully we'll see a few goals today. So Elliot Everson dropping deep. I think he works quite well dropping deep. I think he's the best option there. Here's Toby Brazil. Has the shot. Ooh, nearly a goal straight away. Looking forward to moving back into our refurbished, revamped, updated plumbing park. But let's just enjoy our stay at Eastleigh Stadium for the time being. Here's Brazil into Perry Miles. Good ball out wide to Hancock. Crosses it in. Here's Brazil. There we go. Bit of Brazilian flair brought to the team. Oh, they've won a corner. And that's crossed in. It's headed away by Casey. I've noticed we've not been quite so good at defending corners lately. But I think there's just a lot of corner goals generally. To be honest. They're passing it around. Look at us closing down, trying to win it back. Assini heads away, but not particularly well. Here's Walker. Knocked away. Blocked brilliantly by Brazil. Knocks it long up the pitch. Here's Mark Hole now. Into Godwin. That looks like a good ball to Mark. Ball! Oh, what a strike. If this was a competitive game, that could be goal of the season. I don't include the friendly. I didn't do a goal of the season thing last season. Basically, I didn't have time before going away on holiday. But yeah, we'll probably do one this year. But look at this. What a ball from Godwin. And Mark Ball on the volley. That is incredible. That's the quality he's brought to this team. Hopefully we're going to see a lot more of that in the league. Here's Brazil. Maybe he can take corners actually. Assini crosses it in. It's caught by the keeper. We've not actually created any chances, which is a little bit worrying. Our 2 goals have been from chances that weren't chances. But here's Mark Ball round the back again. Oh, great save by the keeper. That's the first clear-cut chance of the game. We've been solid but not exceptional as Elliot Everson lines one up, hits the crossbar. Oh no, Hancock's well out of position. Here's McEachran into Simmons for Poole Town. Barker 2-1. That's poor from us. That's really poor. Any changes at half-time? Assini does need to build his match sharpness, so I think I'll leave him on for the time being. Mark Hole's not done much, has he? We're going to bring on Luke Mooney. Do we give the pressing forward a go? Pressing forward, Elliot Everson and support. He can play that role quite well. So I'm tempted to give it a go. Maybe I should have given it a go earlier in pre-season. The deep line forward seems to work in the highlights. I quite enjoy seeing him come back and get involved. But the ratings, they don't seem to score. They don't seem to create goals. They don't do much. I think it allows our other 2 strikers to split better. But let's give the pressing forward thing a go. In a boring second half, we have created a few half chances behind the scenes apparently. And here we come through Hancock. That's a decent ball. Luke Mooney with his pace can get onto it. It's blocked. And that was weird. This is a strange highlight. What are they doing going backwards? Here's Assini though. Into Godwin. Here's Brazil on a yellow card. We'll probably take him off in a minute. Perry Miles. Into Mark Ball. Brazil again. Has the strike and it somehow got in. Wasn't the strongest effort in the world, was it? We don't need to make loads of changes in this game. Here's Elliot Everson coming deep. So he'll still be a deep line forward, but more defensive minded, I suppose. Elliot Everson over the top. Luke Mooney. Oh, I don't know what happened there. This isn't a highlight. Going to change our centre backs around a bit. Max Keane and Paul Williams come into the team. I will bring Assini off now. On comes Adrian Burrows. And Marcus Higgins will come. I said I wouldn't make much changes, but I've made them all now, haven't I? Might as well go the whole hog and change everyone. Here's Higgins into the box. Easily caught by the keeper. And that's knocked up the pitch. Pumped up by Perry Miles for Mooney. Oh, that was he's offside, but that was a delightful finish. Oh, I'm really pleased he's back, Luke Mooney. I'm going to bring a Gill on for Mark Ball. Perry Miles will come off. Coro's going to come off. John Cooper to make his first appearance. Let's have a look at this again because it is amazing. Perry Miles just volleys it. Oh, he's not too far offside. It's a top finish. Solid win. Not exceptional, but fine. Created a few chances in the end. And we've won all the games we were meant to win in pre-season and lost the games we were meant to lose. Yeah, not a bad pre-season. 505 people turned up for the last game. So next episode, Crawley Town. First League 2 game ever. For this particular version of Regen Rovers anyway. Decisions to be made here. Because Marcus Higgins is still club captain, but he is second choice right back behind Hancock. I feel like he should still be club captain. But what about vice captain? Like who does that go to? Paul Williams on loan is our second best option with leadership, but he doesn't play. And all the other players are second choice. You know, basically the best first choice player is Mark Ball. No, yeah, Mark Ball really. I mean, Adrian Burrows is up there, but he's new. And Sean Walker's our vice captain because of his history. But, you know, it ends up being that Mark Ball will probably be captain on the pitch. Tempted to kind of give it to Kevin Casey because he's got leadership of 9, teamwork of 13. And just make him the vice captain. Or Perry Miles, but he's got worse teamwork. Or even David Okoro, but I don't know, I quite like a centre-back being captain. I think we're going to go Kevin Casey. Walker just isn't, he doesn't feature enough. He's rejected as he's going to Wickham. Where are Wickham? They're in the National League. He's going, instead of coming to Regen Rovers in League 2, he's going to Wickham in the National League. That is just a disgrace. You don't deserve to be a footballer. So the search for a centre-back goes on. I don't think we're going to find anyone. I think we're going to have to make do with these guys. Let's just quickly check. Centre-back on loan. Is there anyone that will join us? Ollie Sutton from League 1? It'd certainly be an upgrade. Let's see. God, blimey. He's on 1.5. Well, he's 1.6k a week. No chance. Newport County. Greg Bradshaw. Technically, he's not particularly good, but I think everywhere else he is better. Compare him with Casey. So, similar ability to Casey, and that's okay because that's actually a slight upgrade on Avison then I think. I don't know. David Roberts is someone I looked at right at the start. I think he would be good. Yeah, he's similar as well, isn't he? His heading is very weak though, which is a bit of a worry when we're probably going to be trying to head loads of things away. Well, balls, not things, just balls. Barnsley player. I mean, he'd be amazing, wouldn't he? Right, let's see if we can get this guy. Oh no. Oh, what about a Luton player? There are a lot of players available on loan. I mean, this guy's definitely better, isn't he? I think David Roberts. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's see if he accepts. Just noticed someone called Perry Felix. That would be perfect because of Felix the Phoenix, of course. And also Perry. He can bond with Perry Miles over their shared name. Maybe he's a better option. Let's have a quick look. Kevin Casey's 5. Yeah, he's better. I think he's good. Not really looking at it properly, but yeah, he's slightly better at heading than David Roberts, and he's got a great name. £150 a week. It's not too bad, is it? Let's see. Oh, a bad injury for our young goalkeeper Gregory Ford. So, it's come down to the fact that David Roberts is willing to join. We've not heard from Felix. I could cancel Paul Williams, couldn't I? Can I cancel it? I can't terminate Paul Williams' loan. We're going to have loads of centre-backs. David Roberts is free, so I can't terminate the deal. We're going to have loads of unhappy centre-backs. I think I'm going to go for him and then maybe also go for Felix as well. If he's willing to join, that is. So yeah, we've got a lot of defenders that have very similar ability. We don't have someone that is outstanding. I just need to find the best partnership, don't I? I think we're going to have to move Boyle and Max Keane to the under-23s. Like, Max Keane had a great season last year. He was the best average rating and he did play a fair number of league games, but I think he is just slightly below the level of these other defenders in the first team. The Football League trophy draw. This is the Johnson's Paint trophy thingy, isn't it? Let's see who we're going to get then. So we're in with Arsenal under-23s, Colchester United and Forest Green. I think that's very tough because we've got 2 League 1 teams in our group plus a very good youth team. We're going to get murdered. Really, we really are. So that's the end of today's episode, guys. The next episode will be Regen Rovers versus Crawley Town. So you've discovered what I do in pre-season. It does take a long time when you do things properly. But this is the team we have. We might have, of course, Felix joining as well. But we won't find out until after the Crawley match. These are the transfers that we've made. Paul Williams, Luke Mooney, Toby Brazil, Mark Ball, Adrian Burrows, John Cooper, Kelvin Bonner and David Roberts have joined the club. I'm feeling fairly positive. I think we will stay up. But perhaps I'm going to be in for a big surprise in the league, and League 2 is going to be just a step too far for us, but we shall see. Let me know your predictions in the comment section below. But until next time, enjoy FM19, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you very soon.